'Cause we never go out of style. We never go out of style. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down in flame. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Guys, I'm so excited, so excited for today's video, because today we're just gonna yap. We're just gonna talk, and we're gonna talk about Taylor's brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl. Woo! Okay, so this is her 12th studio album. Like, guys, I can't believe it. Like, 12. Like, what do you mean this is our 12th Taylor Swift album? Like, she's killing us at this point. But like really, I can't believe it. We're at number 12, so close to 13. But yeah, I don't know what to say other than thank you, mother. Thank you, Miss Swift, mother, T-Swizzles. Anyway, so the album, The Life of a Showgirl, is going to release next week, Friday, the 3rd of October. Back on August 13th on New Heights podcast with her fiance, Travis Kelce. So they did the whole podcast thing. They announced the album. It was so cool. I love that podcast. I will link the podcast down below so you guys can go and check out the video and see for yourself. It's amazing to see her in her prime and to see her so happy. That's what I love about that podcast, and not just about the podcast, about everything about this new album. It's like she's so happy. She's in a better space, and therefore I'm happy. So it's just nice to have Taylor back in her happy pop girly era. So what I'm going to do in this video, we're going to have a quick chat about the album and overall, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, talk about each track on the track list. We're going to take a look at the names, we're going to see what it maybe mean, and we'll take it from there. I'm not going to predict anything like how is it going to sound or anything like that, because I think if you put too much expectation on something, then it became something that, like, you're not going to enjoy it as much. So I'm not going to do too much predictions. I'm going to leave it as it is. We're going to have a quick chat, just a little chat about the song, and then we'll take it from there. So let's talk about it. There is 12 songs on this album. So 12 songs. I think this is literally her shortest album yet. But I do kind of like it because, like she said in the podcast, it's about making something that is focused, something that is like really centered and focused towards an end goal. With Torture Poets Department, the previous album, her 11th studio album, she released 31 songs, which was almost like a trauma dump. It was like, here is a lot of songs, here's an anthology of music, a whole grouping of music, and it wasn't so highly produced. It was very calm, it was very chilled music, very soft and light music, very deep, but in a light way. That's what I mean. And I think this is such a total 180 from her previous album. And I mean, we can go back to all her previous albums, and I mean, thinking about it, since basically Lover. So Lover came out in 2019, but basically since Lover, she has been going on this whole synth, folk, lyric type of genre, which I really love. This is what made me a Swiftie, is her genre that she uses with lyrics and folk and indie pop music. That's what really made me be like, okay, now I'm a Swiftie, because you get the essence and you get to enjoy the lyrics and the music for what it is. And with Torture Poets Department, it was this dump, and like I said, back into Lover, let's quickly track back. Lover 2019 was such a, almost like a really upbeat album, and then came Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, Torture Poets Department. Four albums that was really like heartfelt, soft, light, deep meanings, underlining meanings, and really synth and folk pop. And that's what I loved about those songs. Love those albums. I think the past 4 albums are probably in my top 6 favorite Taylor Swift albums. So yes, I think it shows you that her lyrical genius has an effect on you, and it really has the ability to transcend and create a message that is universal and really just, you know, touches the heart of all people, you know, all people that listen to her music. On the same weekend of August 3rd, you can, from the 3rd to the 5th, you can go and watch the release party in theaters. Now, I don't think it's available around the world internationally. I think there's a few international, you know, countries that has access to these films, to this film, but I don't think it's everywhere. I don't even know. I'm a South African Swiftie, SA Swiftie, so I don't even know if it's going to be able to be here, streamed here in South Africa. We don't know that yet. We'll probably find out later in this week, so I really don't know. If it's gonna be, I'm gonna be there, you know. Your girlie is gonna be there. Anyway, so yeah, it's gonna be called The Release Party, and I think it's gonna be it's almost like a film. It's a film where you're gonna be able to watch the lead single's music video and also a lot of behind the scenes content from this new album. So it's going to be really cool to see what she has done with this album. She did say that it's going to be like a behind the scenes of what happened while making this album. So I think it's going to be really amazing to see Miss Taylor Swift doing what she does best, making music. I mean, she's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the music industry. Anyway, so now we need to talk about the producers on this album, because this is something that I really, this is what made me really excited for this album. I was like, yes, new Taylor Swift album, and I was like, yep, this is gonna be a smash, it's gonna be a banger. And then later in the podcast, she revealed that the 2 producers that worked with her was Max Martin and Shellback. And if you don't know who Max Martin and Shellback is, they're both Swedish producers, and they work in Sweden. And they basically did the Reputation and 1989 album with Taylor. So basically in the era where she released hits after hits after hits and bangers, top songs, these guys were with her and helped her making these pop songs. I mean, if I can give you, I have a list here, songs like 22, Style, Blank Space, Bad Blood, Delicate, Gorgeous, I Did Something Bad, Shake It Off, Ready for It, Wildest Dreams. I mean, these are literally all her classics. And with classics, hits, #1 hits that was like massive streaming numbers and YouTube video views, like enormous YouTube videos views. So it's like these songs were her hits, and she didn't work with them like in totality in those albums like Red, 1989, Reputation. She only did a few songs with them, but they weren't the overall producer for the whole album. But this is the first time since basically Folklore that Taylor Swift doesn't work with Jack Antonoff. Now, we love Jack Antonoff, and he worked with Sabrina Carpenter in her Man's Best Friend album, which was sun-kissed. But anyway, this is the first time that she is not working with Jack Antonoff. So I was like, how is she not working with Jack Antonoff? But then at the same time, I'm like, yes, something new, something fresh. Sometimes an artist, they work with these people, with the same people for years and years and years. And sometimes they just need someone new, someone fresh, someone to bring a new perspective, someone that hasn't been working with you for a very long time. Now, these guys, like I said, the last time they worked with her was on Reputation. Now, Reputation is back in like 2017. So 2016. So it's a very, very long time ago. So the fact that she's working with them again promises a really high standard album. And I think this is what people need to know. This is not going to be a folk synth pop album. This is going to be a pure pop girly album. And this is what I'm excited for, because this is what made me fall in love with Taylor Swift. You know, as a young boy, we always heard these hits on the radio, like 22, We're Never Getting Back Together, and, you know, Blank Space, Shake It Off. All those songs, we heard them on the radio, and it was constantly played. And it was on YouTube. The music videos was like, you only watched music videos. But since basically 1989, which came out in 2014, that's when my love for Taylor Swift really flourished and developed. Because as a young boy, we didn't have like Spotify, you know, YouTube Music, iTunes. There was no such thing. You didn't have my phone. I didn't even have a phone. So it's like, what was I supposed to stream these things on? Probably CDs or vinyls. We didn't have vinyl or CD players. So it's like, you didn't have access to this music. But I can remember specifically coming into high school, and in 2018, it was like, I got my phone, we were introduced to this whole world of social media and streaming platforms, and I can remember listening to 1989 for the first time from front to back, not just the lead single, the hit songs, from front to back. And that's when I really fell in love with Taylor Swift. And so knowing that this album is basically 1989 to 2.0, it's really promising. It really evokes a massive excitement in me, because this is the music that I fell in love with. This is the music that I love from Taylor Swift. Don't get me wrong. Her albums that she has been doing for the last, 10 years were amazing. But going back to that classic, 80s massive pop hits, that's what excites me in this time of knowing that a brand new Taylor Swift album is coming up, working with Max Martin and Shellback. So I just wanted to give you guys like a brief overview, and now you guys know these guys are really legends. They have been creating massive pop hits for a lot of pop artists in mainstream today. So these guys, even though you don't know them, or you maybe didn't know they worked on these songs, they actually helped create these songs. And knowing that they helped with all 12 songs on this album, all 12, from single number 1, from track 1 to track 12, these guys have produced. So I'm very, very, very excited to hear what this is going to sound like. It's going to be vibrant. It's going to be electrifying. And if you look at the cover art that she has been posting a lot now, it's really giving me a Broadway. It's giving Broadway. It's giving Showgirl, having to be on stage and living the life of a showgirl. And I think, like she said in the podcast, these songs are not about her being on stage, in the moment being on stage and singing. It's about her life behind the scenes. And I think this is what makes Taylor Swift such a mastermind and genius, is because a common folk like me would have thought of like, let's make an album about me singing on stage. And here comes Taylor Swift and flips it around and said, no, I'm gonna sing about what I'm doing after I sang my songs, after the show has ended. What happens at midnight when I come into my hotel room? I've just finished a whole day of like singing on stage. What is my life now? And I think this is what makes her so brilliant, because now we get to see these behind the scenes stuff. So I don't know what to expect. I I I think for me I really don't like to predict too much and get my head wrapped around it too much, because if I'm going to give myself a set idea of what I think it's going to be like, then if it's not going to be like that, then I'm going to be disappointed, you know? So rather just go in with a clear head, expect nothing. This is Taylor Swift we're talking about, guys. You can't expect anything, because she will come in and be like, no, you thought I'm gonna do this, now I'm gonna do completely the opposite. So I think this is what makes her such a mastermind, is like, you can't expect anything with Taylor Swift. She just does the unexpected. Anyway, guys, another thing that I've like realized just now is the artwork, the photo shoots. The photo shoots that and the photos that she has been released, I'll pop them up here somewhere. I don't know, here. You'll guys see, you will see. These photos have been done by the same guy who did the Reputation cover and the Reputation shoots. And this is quite concerning. It is quite concerning. I just, as my heart, guys, to know that T-Swizzle used the same photographer from Reputation. Anyway, there's nothing more to say in it. It's just what it is. Let's go through the track list. So, first song, The Fate of Ophelia. Second song, Elizabeth Taylor. Third song, Opalite. Fourth song, Father Figure. Fifth song, Eldest Daughter. Sixth song, Ruin the Friendship. 7, Actually Romantic. 8, Wishlist. Ka-ching, ka-ching. 9, Wood. 10, Cancel. 11, Honey. 12, The Life of a Showgirl, featuring the Sabrina Carpenter. Man-child. What better can you ask for? Honestly, it's just amazing. It's just brilliant. It's just out of this world. Yeah. Brilliant. Anyway, so let's talk about song number 1, The Fate of Ophelia. Now, guys, before we get into this one, I just want to say, I personally thought the lead single is going to be The Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know why, but I just thought that's going to be the lead single. Even though it's the last track, I still thought it's going to be maybe like a lead single, second single, third single. I don't know. We don't know what the second and third singles are, if there are any. But Taylor announced that The Fate of Ophelia will be the lead single of this album, which I didn't expect, but judging by the Torture Poets department, she does like to make the lead single the first song on the album, which was in the previous case Fortnight from the Torture Poets department. And so it is clear that she does like to do this. I didn't expect it though. Just like I said, I thought it's going to be The Life of a Showgirl, the title track, which makes sense in a way. But I mean, kudos to her. The Fate of Ophelia will be the lead single from this album, which I can't wait to hear. I really don't know what this is going to sound like. Like, just judging by the words, it's so funny because you hear the title and then you're like, how is this title going to sound in the video? but you don't know. You don't know until you hear it. So it's crazy. But the Fate of Ophelia. This refers to the death of Ophelia. Ophelia is the lead character in Shakespeare. Yeah, it's the lead female character of William Shakespeare's play Hamlet. So it's from Hamlet. I personally don't know the story of Ophelia. I know that she dies. I know that she dies drowning in a pool of flowers. And the only thing that I can say about this, because I don't have enough information about this Ophelia character, but what I can definitely say is that it links to the album cover, because in the album cover you can see her like drowning in the water. It almost looks like, because the water runs here on the side of her face, so she's almost like she's drowning in a bathtub. And she did say in the podcast that the album cover represents her taking a bath after doing a show on the Eras tour. So it's almost like she's drowning. I don't know, from tiredness, girl, I don't know. But it's like, it's the same reference to the Ophelia character, which also dies drowning in a pool of water. So we will see what she does with this song. I can't wait to see it. I know that when you see the cover and the artwork, you don't think, the death of Ophelia when you think Broadway, but we will see what she does with this. The second song, Elizabeth Taylor. Now, Elizabeth Taylor is a very popular English-American actress. I don't know if you guys realize this, but I will include pictures here or here somewhere, that in the Anti-Hero music video, in the background, you can actually see a portrait image, a photo frame of Elizabeth Taylor. And this is in the exact same time when, in the music video, where Taylor stands on a scale with her white clothes, with a sparkling orange body suit next to her, her twin, I don't know, whatever, standing next to her. So Taylor knew, while doing Midnights, she knew, this is mind-boggling, guys. This is actually crazy. Like, this kind of freaks me out, because Taylor knew, when doing Midnights and creating the Anti-Hero music video, she knew that the next two albums are going to be Torture Poet's Apartment representing the white clothes and the orange sparkly bodysuit representing the life of a showgirl. And referencing Elizabeth Taylor in the background. This girl needs to get a hobby. No, I'm joking. She is a mastermind. I don't know what to say. It was all there. And we were sitting there, didn't know. Poor, hopeless little children didn't know that Taylor's planning 4 years in advance. Well, 2. Opalite. Now, Opalite is a magical gemstone. It's associated with healing, clarity, and transformation. So this could be possibly a dreamy, ethereal sound, a moment of introspection, or something like that. So I really don't know. All I know, it's a gem, and it's associated with healing and transformation. So this could be a transformation from her before the Eras tour to after the Eras tour. Her life definitely did change pre-Eras tour and post-Eras tour. Her fame and her life definitely changed, because before the Eras tour, she didn't know Travis. Post, she now has a fiance and fame that she never had before. She was always famous. But after the Eras tour, Taylor... the fourth song, Father Figure. Now, I don't necessarily know if this is specifically about her father or just about the concept of father figure, of someone in higher status, higher knowledge. It could be men from, like, someone from the industry or something like that. It definitely is about a male influence. We know this. It's about a male influence. It's about power. It's about dynamics. It can be rankings. It could be status, high and low. We don't know. Eldest Daughter. Eldest Daughter. This could be someone from her life. I really don't know. I gotta be honest with you, Lovey. I don't know and I don't care. No, I'm joking. I don't know and I do care. I'm very unhinged. Anyway, Ruin the Friendship. This is the 6th song in my eyes. But this is just me. This could be something like you meet a person. You meet a guy or you meet a girl. You fall in love with them. But you had such a close friendship. And now you don't want to ruin the friendship by becoming more than friends. You don't want to become lovers, because that may ruin the friendship. That's how I see it. I don't think it's necessarily how Taylor sees it or how it's gonna be, but that's just what I thought. It's either gonna be about just a pure friendship, about like, we have a friendship, am I ruining it? Or it can be like romantically inclined. I like you in a romantic way, but I don't want to ruin this lovely friendship that we have. Or maybe it's like, we have been in a relationship, we have been close friends for such a long time, or we have been close friends, and now I'm breaking up with you, maybe like a Maddie Healy reference, I don't know, but then it's like, but I still want to be friends, and I don't want to ruin this lovely friendship that we have. So it can either be romantic or it can be completely friend zone, like a girl or a boy, just someone that she was close to. Then actually romantic, knowing that this is a Max Modern and Showgirl album, I can't help to think about New Romantics from 1989. And this is from New Romantics to Actually Romantic. So I can't help thinking it's gonna sound similar or sound like New Romantics or something like that. But I think at the end of the day, the song may mean something like, is this what we're doing? Is this what we are experiencing in this relationship actually romantic? Or is it just a thing? Or is it just something? Or is it actually romantic? The next song, Wishlist. The S has a $sign in it. Now, this can be many things. But if I think about a wish list, but this is just my pure common muggle life, is wish list is something that it's a library, or it's a sorting place, or a place where you store the things that you want to buy but you can't buy. You want to buy them, you wish list them, hopefully they go on special, but they don't go on special, so you keep them in the wish list, but it just stays there. It's like my Steam games. It's like there's like 50 games in the wish list. None of them are ever bought because you don't have the money. There's something that's preventing you from getting the thing that's on your wish list. Now, if I think about Taylor Swift, I personally think about her masters. Now, if you guys don't know, Taylor has reclaimed all her previous music that was sold to another company. And her brother and her mother went to that company and they were able to buy back her music. So Taylor bought back all her masters. And so I can't help thinking it's about her masters. The music that she wanted her whole life, that was lying there in her wish list, that she wanted but never could have. And now she has it. So it's no longer in the wish list. But that's just what I think. The 9th track, Wood. Are we out of the woods? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? Are we in the clear? Wood. I really don't know. This could be metaphorically. This could. Are we out of the woods? I don't know. Something about wood. I don't know if it's literal or metaphorical. Knowing Taylor Swift, it's always metaphorical. But like, yeah, this is the one. This is the one that I'm sitting and I'm like, what does this sound like? What is this gonna sound like? I don't know. And we're moving on to the next one, to the 10th track, Cancelled. I definitely think it's about pop culture. In pop culture, for those who doesn't know, cancelled in pop culture means to basically be, once upon a time you were liked and now you're no longer liked. Because you did something and now you're cancelled. You're like cut off. We don't like you anymore. No longer being loved by the public. And I think as an artist, the only thing you really strive for is to be liked and to be loved for what you're doing. And I think Taylor Swift, more than probably a lot of artists, have experienced a lot of dips in her career in terms of being disliked for saying something or for doing something, and now she's disliked for it. So I think this is what it's gonna be about. I don't know. We will see. I realize I'm saying a lot of the times I don't know, but I really don't know. We don't know. I'll be sitting there listening to these 12 songs and I'm gonna be like, Johnny, what did you even say in that video? The 11th song, Honey. Honey, honey, how he feeling? Honey, honey. This is, out of all the songs, this one feels like it's all about Travis Kelce. This is just my opinion. Sweet like honey. He is sweet, he is precious, all in all, her honey. So that's what I think it's about. I think it's about Travis. Nothing more to say. The 12th song, the last song on this album, The Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter. Now, this is a collaboration that I always wanted. And I was like, when is this ever gonna happen? And I'm so happy that this collaboration is happening because knowing Sabrina Carpenter, she really stood out in the last 2 years in her music. She really grown in her lyrical abilities and her songwriting skills. And to know that these two powerful, very powerful women are combining their skills and joining together to create a masterpiece called The Life of a Showgirl, it really just makes sense. It really makes sense that this is the song that Sabrina is featuring on. Sabrina, more than anyone, always gives me the idea of being a showgirl. She truly is a showgirl. I think it's so perfectly fit and so perfectly done that Sabrina is featuring on this song. I love it. I love it. I don't know what it's gonna sound like, but I love it already, and I know I'm gonna love it, and I know I'm gonna love this album, and I know this is gonna be the greatest thing that she has ever done! Ooh. So, I think that concludes this video. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for having a quick yap about what we can expect from this album. We still don't know. We'll never know. No, we will know next week Friday. 3rd of October, make sure you stream this album. Make sure you enjoy it as much as I am going to. Now guys, I will be doing a reaction video to this album. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for being loyal and listening and enjoying my videos. I hope you're enjoying it. If you're not, sorry ne. Dankie julle. Dankie dat julle my video's so mooi kyk. Thank you guys so much for enjoying, and thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye. Now I have to go to uni. Ugh.